Terrified, raise our hands in the air, screaming, we are still here.
My name is Dareen. I'm Palestinian living in Haifa in the northern area of historic Palestine. And yeah, so I work at the Arab Culture Association. It's been around for over 20 years, 22 years actually, because it was founded in '98. I work there as a fundraiser and projects manager. We mainly have a scholarship program for university students, undergrad university students. So we give out almost 75 to 80 scholarships every year. Our other project is the cultural project, the Arab Palestinian Cultural Project, which focuses on highlighting, Palestinian Arab culture in the public sphere. I mean, when we first even heard about what was happening in China, we just thought it was, some kind of wave that was happening there. Because I mean, it could happen, some kind of virus that spreads in one area. So I mean, I was even interviewed by my friend about it, and he was like, "Oh, what do you think about it?" And I said, "Oh, I just think it's people mass hysteria. We love this kind of stuff. We love to," and a month later, it came to prove me wrong when we actually went into lockdown. It was very frightening. I feel like when we're gonna look back at it, it's going to seem different. Today, I was just wondering, when are we gonna get to that point when you you take out your summer clothes and then you find in one of your pockets, a mask, and you're like, oh, wow, that's from the times of Corona. So I'm waiting for us to get to that point, No one ever expected that we would have to be locked inside our houses and to be so afraid from the most natural thing for us humans, which is interacting. This is why we form, culture. This is why we form society. It's because we come together and we help together, and it's a natural instinct for us to be in groups. And then now it's no. I actually, after the first couple of weeks, I guess I got into a depression. It was very hard on me because I live by myself also. My house is actually, it's not small, it's actually pretty big. So I have enough room to walk around, and I have a balcony with a great view. But after a while, even with having a routine of waking up, doing meditation, yoga, and working out, and then cooking, and then, doing my job, and then, then talking to my family over Zoom and my friends. After a while, it's just you feel like you're suffocating, and that there's something so unnatural about you being in your own house and treating it, and you start to feel like it's a prison. All the festivals that we usually also partner with were canceled. There's HIF, which is the Haifa Independent Film Festival. That was canceled this year, which is the major, Arab Palestinian independent film festival that we have annually. There was the Maharajaz festival, which is a music festival, also got canceled. Been in touch with a lot of performers and artists, and they were really frustrated because I would ask them to give me an alternative for what they can do online over Zoom. And they would be it's just impossible, because they're trained their entire life to be in front of people and to be able to engage people in that kind of chemistry, that kind of body language, getting it across. And then now it's all their training, all their experience, everything that they've been working so hard their entire life, it's irrelevant. And it's so heartbreaking. But there was actually this really interesting initiative that was done over here in Haifa. He's actually a father here in Haifa, and he works as a nurse and also has a phone shop where he fixes phones. So he put out this post on Facebook that if anyone has an extra smartphone or tablet or laptop that they're not using. And we know people have extras that they're not using because everyone upgrades every few years. So if you have an extra one that you're not using, even if it's broken, just bring it to him and he'll fix it and he'll give it to a needy family who can't afford laptops for their 3-4 kids so they can study over Zoom. Because some families actually were suffering so much from this that their kids weren't getting an education because they didn't have the equipment. I mean, nobody knew that they had to have laptops or smartphones for all of their kids before this pandemic. So I thought that was amazing that he was like taking these devices, even if they were broken, that he was fixing it for free and he was just giving it away. And in order to just like maintain that these children get the education that they need. The reason I do what I do, other than the fact, is because I had this image when I was 13 years old of, being in a UN van and like driving around and helping out refugees. That's how it started for me. Even if I don't have a role, it's important for me to be part of this society that can create a kind of change that maybe if I don't see it right now, it will have a better effect in the years to come, maybe in 10, 15, even if it's like 100 years. It's like, this is the baby steps that we should be doing right now. And this is what's important to me.